Hey designers, in this video, we're going to create a minimalist animation similar to this one in After Effects. Let's get started. Begin by opening a new document. I've chosen a document size of 1080 by 1920. Now, let's start by selecting the polygon tool. Create a small polygon shape. Its anchor point seems misplaced, so let's correct it to center it. To do this, double-click on the Pan Behind Anchor Point tool while holding down the Control key on your keyboard. This will reposition it to the center. Once the anchor point of the polygon is centered, let's proceed to the polygon options. Navigate to the options for Polygon 1. Now, move to Polygon Path 1, and change it from a polygon to a star shape. Here, you have all the settings to customize the appearance of your flower. Start by increasing the outer roundness to give it a more flower-like shape. Then, adjust the inner roundness value according to your preference. The outer and inner radius can be adjusted based on your desired look. Next, change the number of points to 7. Fine-tune the inner radius, and then close the shape option. This completes the creation of our flower shape. Alright, after closing the options, use the pen tool to draw a line similar to this one. This line will represent the stem or stalk of the flower. Now, select the line and adjust its position as needed. Then, increase the stroke width to 4. Go to its options, navigate to Contents, then Shape 1, and finally, Stroke 1 options. Within these options, find Tapered, and adjust the start length to narrow the line from the beginning. Now, let's rename this layer to Line. Also, rename the flower layer to Flower. With the line layer selected, go to the Effects and Presets panel and search for CC Bend It. Drag and drop this onto the line layer. First, select the start point and position it here. Then, select the end point and place it where the start of the line is located. Now, let's zoom in on the timeline. Click on the stopwatch next to Bend. Move 10 frames forward and increase the bend value to 30. Great. Press U to reveal the keyframes. The initial keyframe was at 0, so let's remove it and move the remaining keyframe to the first frame. Then, move 10 frames forward and set the bend value back to 0. The initial value was 30, and now it's 0. Next, move 10 frames forward and set the bend value to -30. Now, select the flower layer. Apply the CC Bend It effect to the flower layer as well. First, move the timeline marker to the 10 frames where the line reaches its 0 point. Then click on the stopwatch next to Bend for the flower layer. Now, move 10 frames backward and increase the bend value. You'll notice that as you increase the value, the flower moves strangely. To correct this, first select the start point and position it here, then place it on top like this. Now, adjust the position of the flower layer and increase the bend value for the flower layer. Let's set it to 81. To make these keyframes editable, press U to hide them, and then press U again to display them in editable form. Move to the next keyframe. At the 10th frame, set the value to 0, and then move 10 frames forward again to set the flower's bend value to -81. Let's review the animation. Good. Now, select both layers and enable motion blur for both of them. Next, we'll apply a loop expression to both layers. First, select the line layer. Click on the stopwatch next to Bend, while holding Alt on your keyboard to apply the expression. Now, type loop out with ping pong inside the parentheses. Copy this expression with Ctrl+C now. Select the flower layer. Click on the stopwatch next to Bend, while holding Alt on your keyboard, and paste the expression with Ctrl+V. Let's review the animation. The loop effect has been applied. However, the animation seems too fast. To adjust this, reveal all the keyframes by selecting both layers and pressing U on your keyboard. Then, select all the keyframes, hold Alt, and drag them to the right to slow down the animation. Let's review it again. Okay, this looks perfect. Select both layers, then go to Layer, Pre-compose to pre-compose them. Now, duplicate this pre-composed layer by pressing Ctrl+D on the keyboard twice. Move one duplicate to the right side and the other to the left side, adjusting their positions accordingly. To ensure they all have the same ground level, we'll need rulers or guides. Press Ctrl+R on your keyboard to reveal the rulers. Then move one ruler to the bottom. Adjust the positions of all the flowers accordingly. Additionally, we want to vertically align them, so place a ruler vertically on the document as well, and adjust their positions accordingly. Okay, I think this setup is perfect now. Alright, let's add text. Use the Type tool to paste your text onto the document. Highlight the text and select the Behance Schrift font. Increase the font size a bit more, and make all the text uppercase. Align the text layer on the document. Move Avoid comparisons to the next line. Now, increase the size of the text a bit more. Perfect. Go to Effects and Presets and search for Typewriter. Drag and drop it onto the text layer for the typewriter text animation. Great, this looks cool. Now, let's adjust the size of the flower layers. Select all the flower layers, press S for scale, and decrease their scale to about 70%. Now, let's pre-compose these flower layers by going to Layer, Pre-compose. After that, adjust their position to bring them slightly higher, like this, and adjust their overall position. Next, use the Type tool again to paste your text. Embrace your growth. Adjust the alignment and position of this text as well. Increase the size of the text a bit. Now, go to Effects and Presets, then navigate to Animation Presets, Text Options. Drag and drop this 3D text effect onto the Embrace Your Growth layer. But before dropping this effect, let's check where the above animation ends. Once the Avoid Comparisons text animation is complete, we'll apply this text effect to the Embrace Your Growth layer. Now, drag and drop it here. Perfect. Let's preview the whole animation, and your animation is complete. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment and like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.